some fireplaces. It's hard to carry on when you feel all alone. Now I've swung back down again. It's worse than it was before. If I hadn't seen such...
And it's Thierry Henry. And Henry is magnificent. It's absolutely magnificent. And when you need a goal, you need Thierry Henry.
Something changed pace through the centre. It's Bergkamp. That's magnificent.
So, good evening, everyone. I thought I'd do a post-match review of the game yesterday, and we'll take a walk through of what occurred, and then we'll move on to the Thursday night game, Tottenham Arsenal. And that is one big game for sure. But before we get into it, what the hell is going on at this club with this pathetic song? It is embarrassing. I mean, I saw a comment from Arteta today. Oh, we heard it in the changing rooms. Oh, it was so emotional. Oh, it bigged the players up. All this. What a crock of shit. Seriously, what has happened to this great football club that I was brought up with? I mean, dear God. I mean, you know, Liverpool have an anthem, which they've had for, I think, somebody told me 58 years. Yeah, a proper song. Not a ball of shit like that. You know, I watched Del Boy on his great vlogs he did with his young lad at the Emirates yesterday. And there's one where he's actually got the volume off and he's just going, dear God. You know, I mean, it's shocking. The Arsenal PR is now in full flow and it is just awful. So I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. This club has just transformed into something I really don't want to see anymore. And that is why we are accepting this mediocrity football. But yesterday we hosted Leeds United, a team that's battling for relegation. You know, a team that was once a very big club in English football. I remember them in the 70s, awesome teams. I remember the great battles that they used to have with Chelsea in 71, 72. But we're now in a position that we nearly could have capitulated to their standards. I mean, you know, you remember what happened to Leeds United with total misdirection. They were relegated, nearly went bust, nearly got kicked out of the Football League. Yeah, all right, we're nowhere near that. Arsenal do have big money. But where is the direction of this club? So anyway, I'm going to go through my player ratings. I'd love to hear what you guys want to think. I'll come on to the comments. And it's great to see you guys in here. Carl, great to see you, man. Warren, Jaminio. So, okay, well, here we go. So we started off Ramsdale in goal. I thought he had a decent game, and I rated him a 7. He had literally nothing to do in that first half. He could have got a deck chair out, let's be fair. You know, I mean, it was that one-sided. And a great poacher goal. So I'll give Ramsdale a 7 through the game because he did a job. And we'll come on to the goal that he conceded. But Tomiyasu, well, I thought at left back he did very, very well until the Leeds goal from a set piece. Now, let's be fair, Arsenal have been pretty good at defending set pieces this season. But what was he doing? Did he not see that player coming in behind him? And he doesn't go to the left post. He runs into the middle of the park, into the middle of the penalty area. Gives the guy a banging shot. Nothing Ramsdale could have done about that. So Tomiyasu, for me, although he did very well in that position, I've not seen him play there before. I will give him a 6 because his tracking forward I thought was very good, but that one defensive error, made a massive difference, because we could have been then in a position where it could have ended up 2-2. Total difference on the reflection of the game. So I'm moving on to Holding. I thought Rob Holding, I thought was excellent yesterday. I honestly do. He kept that part of the pitch in his area, in his quarter, totally. Every player that came there, he kept them in his pocket. Excellent performance. Gabriel, I thought he did okay. But at times, you can't be rash, man. You can't be rash. And he did it again. So, I thought he did okay. He held his quarter, and I'll give him a 7. Cedric, I thought Cedric did very well. He got forward, some of his crossing. He had a couple of chances, let's be fair. But I'll give him a 7. Now, Xhaka, you know me and Xhaka, best mates. We chat all the time offline. Why can this guy only actually ever score one great goal a year? Because his shooting ability, and he had chances yesterday, he had 2 to 3 chances. Awful. Man, you've got to big it up, because, again, you get in the position, you can't finish the game, and that's a point I'll come on to. So I'm sorry, Mr. Xhaka, you are getting a 5, because you've got to seriously, as a central midfielder, do a damn sight better than that. You give it all the big one, but you never bloody deliver. It's poor. It's so poor. El Neni. Now, we all know when Gracie May and I were having a discussion on her channel 4 weeks ago, obviously Arteta watched it, because when I said to Gracie, would you think it's time to mix up the midfield and bring El Neni back? He did. So fair play. He listens to me. And I'm glad you do, mate, because I think El Neni coming back in has been a complete breath of fresh air. I really do. And I see today that he's actually possibly signed a new contract. Is that true? I don't know. If anybody knows, put it in the chat. I'll give him an 8. I'll give him an 8 because I actually think he's doing some decent stuff. And if he's signed a new contract, fine. But you've got to keep it up, my friend. And you've got to actually prove to Arteta that you're worthy of that new contract. So, okay. Saka. I thought Saka yesterday did some great stuff. He got tired early in the second half. And, he had to be subbed. But, I thought he did some good stuff, man. 7 for me. Odegaard, in and out, did some good stuff. But overall, I thought he was quite commanding, to be fair. And I will always respect a player that gives it their best. And I think, to me, he did do it. And I'll give him a 7. Martinelli, I thought yesterday was unreal. He was causing so much trouble down that left wing. And he is my man of the match. I give him an 8 because I thought he's excellent. The tackle on him was horrendous. I mean, thank God he jumped in the air when he did, because otherwise that could have been end of career or a season out injury all day long. I mean, that was a stupid, frustrating tackle. You could see after Nketiah's 2 goals, Leeds were rattled. They were seriously pissed off. They were getting frustrated. And we almost to a point saw a bit of the old Leeds United of the early 70s with the players like Johnny Giles, Peter Lorimer, Billy Bremner, who were absolutely rip your legs off back in the day. So fair play to Martinelli. You know, he did get a clip, but it was nothing as bad as it could have been. And when I first saw that tackle, I thought, that's a red all day. He's gone in 2-footed. But the ref obviously saw it as a yellow. But you could see that the player was thinking, oh, this is going to go VAR. And as soon as you saw that from where the angle was, you could see he's got in 2-footed, studs up. That's a straight red all day long. And he deserved to go. And I'm glad he did go. He got the right result because that was a disgusting tackle. We've all seen it in football. Tackles like that break legs and ruin people's careers. We saw it with Ramsey years ago. And I don't think he ever recovered from that in tackling, because I think at times he was afraid to go back in for the big challenge. So, you know, I'm glad the guy got his just desserts. And he's basically, that's him out the rest of the season, isn't it? 3-game ban. See you later. Nketiah, great. What? I mean, come on. You've got to, I mean, I don't rate him. I don't think he's good enough for Arsenal. I don't. But what a great poacher's goal. You can't deny the fella. You know, he saw what was happening. He ran in there, unnerved the keeper, nicked it, scored. Brilliant. Fair play. Do I think he's good enough to stay at Arsenal? No, I do not. I think if he was to go to a championship team and get more experience and come up, then fair play to him. I do not think he's actually good enough for the Premier League or for Arsenal Football Club at this point in time. So he scores another goal, another great goal. Come here, be fair. He you know, it's a great ball from Martinelli. Awesome, well done, great goal. And I hope you know, learn from all of this, because he isn't, in my book, going to take Arsenal forward. Can you imagine Eddie Nketiah in the Champions League? Can you imagine him up against some of the defences in Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, PSG, Juventus? You know, just name but a few. No chance. He would be absolutely thrown aside. So we're coming to a couple of comments. We've got Longhead Yeti 187. Great to see you, man. Nketiah is riding a wave, but not good enough in the long run. No, he's not, mate. He's not. I'm sorry, but he's not. He's had his time. You know, he went out alone and this, that, and the other, and not for me, man. Sorry. And we got Craig. That challenge shouldn't have gone to VR straight red. Yeah, it should have done, mate. But I think the referee, in fairness, mate, was a bit off. You know, he didn't get a clear line of sight. So all he saw was what he could give at the time. But with VAR now, they obviously put it in his ear roll to say, we're going to review this and you need to go and watch it. And of course, once you always know, once a referee goes to that monitor, it's game over. That's it. See you later. Carl, I'd rather bust up be more tolerable in football as means to vent frustration as opposed to tackles such as? Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's shocking, isn't it? I mean, that could have been a terrible, terrible, terrible tackle, which, you know, potentially could ruin a young man's career. It has happened where people, players have had their shin bone and their, whatever the bone is called, snapped in 3 places. They never come back. And that's it. You're done. You're finished. So, you know, we just don't want to see that in football, at any level of football. I mean, I was an amateur referee, and I amateur as a referee at a decent level, county level. And I remember being at 2 different games when guys had their legs broken. And when you hear that crack, it's like a gunshot going off, and it's horrendous, you know. And you have to, you know, ambulance come, you can't move the player, game's abandoned at amateur level and all that palaver. But yeah, you don't want to see that on anybody. You really don't. And, you know, we move on from that. Paul, good to see you, man. Good evening, Jez and chat. Just to let you know, I will be getting back this week into doing, I'm going to be dropping a couple of more history ones. And the first one will be the Arsenal getting into the 20th century. I want to move these ones along quite quickly. I want to get into the times of when Arsenal start to get a bit more interesting, because I think the early days are a little bit boring, and I want to move on and move it quickly. So I'm going to do a couple this week where we see some quite interesting times with Arsenal, to be fair. So we'll do that. And Connor, good to see you, man. This guy, go and support his channel, people. Yeah, CMO. Does some good stuff. Great graphics. Anybody needs graphics, get in there and talk to the guy. He did all mine. And fair play to him. Awesome stuff. Warren's Teams Talk. People, please go and support this man. He does some awesome stuff. And I've been on his show last week on last Thursday, was it, Warren? For the first time. It was great. Absolutely loved it. And for the last 3 weeks, I've been on his Del Boy Gunners TV. Another great channel, people. Show him some love. And tomorrow night, I'm on Gracie Mays, I think with Northside London. So that'll be worth a watch. And now I say, hit the likes on this one and give us some subs if you're new in here, because that always helps. And just before we look at that one, 1971 double season. Yeah, mate, I remember that very well. Very well. I'll be coming to it. I will be coming to it, but I don't want to mix it up too much, Paul, because it all gets a bit distracted and a little bit messed about. But it will come. It will come. Anyway, getting back to the game yesterday, Tomiyasu played in a different position, and I thought he did very well. But I still think the guy has some frailties. I really do, in the fact that he just didn't see what was happening in that corner. You know, and Arsenal, let's be fair, yes, they defended very well. But all of a sudden, we're in now a position where they could come back to 2-2. And this brings me on to this point. What is it with fucking Arsenal at this, you know, for the last 2 years, 2.5 years? Why can we not finish off a game? Why can we not go out there? We're 2-0 up. Leeds are on the back foot. They're crapping themselves. They're completely in disarray. And yet we cannot finish the game off. If we'd gone in there at 3-0, it's game over. They're down to 10 men. They're in a complete, absolute fucking mess. Yeah, We should have come out of that 4 or 5-1, and that is a case in point. Pepe. Now, I like the guy Pepe. A lot of people don't like him. I do. But the problem is with Pepe, he's never, ever got the support that guy deserves. And I think this guy now lacks all the skills that he had. I think Arteta has basically killed the guy off as a footballer at this football club. And I think his confidence is shot. He has never had the game time. When he has done well at this club, which he has done under Arteta, he's benched. Why? Because Arteta, in my book, does not rate him. So if I was Pepe, I'll be saying, Nicholas Pepe, I'll be going to Arteta and saying, I want out this summer. You don't want me. I don't want you. It's a marriage that's gone broken. Let's split. That's it. Because I cannot see any way back for Pepe. Now, I had a discussion earlier with somebody saying about, oh, but El Nenny's come back. Only because desperation, because Partey got injured. Who else could he pull on to come back? You know, it's purely the fact that Partey was injured. El Nenny had to come back in. And fair play to him. He's done a bloody good job in my book. I really do. And whether he keeps it up, I don't know. But Pepe yesterday, come on, man. I mean, yeah, their goalkeeper is on the edge of our 18-yard box. You get a breakaway. You try to cut inside rather than just slot it. You know, all right, if it hadn't gone in, nobody's going to take the piss out of you. But the fact is, more people took the piss out of you because you got tackled and gave the ball away. If you just slotted that and it had gone 5 yards wide or whatever, yeah, you decided to try and cut to the right rather than go left and just bang it. Simple as. That is it. It's, you know, that is what pisses your fan base off, mate, because people look at that and think, as a player of your quality, our record signing at 72 million, you should have finished that. But no, that was poor, man. And you got a 5 because of that. So we come on to ESR. Well, I'm not going to rate the fella because he didn't have long enough, to be fair. And I don't know why you came on so late in the game, to be fair, when you could have had an influence and you could have probably finished the game off, because I rate him. I do rate Emile Smith-Rowe. But I'm not going to give you a rating because you didn't have the opportunity to prove yourself, so fair play. Lack of threat. Not going to rate you either, mate. You had 90 seconds. What can you do in 90 seconds? Nothing. But we'll move on from there, and that was it. So we'll move on. Thursday night, upcoming, massive game. Probably one of the biggest North London derbies in the last, in my book, 7 years. It's going to be a huge game. Where do you guys put in the chat? What do you think is going to be the result? And I'll tell you mine, because going to Tottenham, we haven't done well there, have we? Since what, 2014, something like that. And we're going to a new stadium, let's be honest, Spurs are going to be up for this. Spurs fans are going to be really, really piped up and like, you know, it's going to be a tricky one. And Andy, yeah, I mean, I've been saying, mate, for a few weeks now, that Newcastle game could be a bloody banana skin for Arsenal if things don't go right on Thursday night. Yeah, I seriously do. And Everton, they're coming in, they're fighting for their lives. They've just got out of the relegation drop. So they're going to be up for it big time. You know, I've got concerns, man. I've got concerns. So we got D Shallow 2-2. Good call. 1-1. Yeah, that's where I'm going, man. I'm going to go 1-1. That's me. And Carl, I honestly think we will show fight for 20 minutes and collapse 2-1. Oh, mate, no, please, no, we can't lose to them, man. But you know, we know it'll happen, don't we? It could happen. Anyway, cheers. So yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. It's going to be a nervy one, that is absolutely for sure. Jez, it's been 18 years when we won the title. Fast forward on, we could get top 4. It hurts to see how far we've fallen. Yeah, man, it has. You know, this is it. You know, this will be the first time in Arsenal's history that we have not won a trophy within 18 years. So, you know, for all the Arteta sexuals, man, another record that will be broken. Yeah. So, honestly, dear God, honestly, Longhead Yeti, oh no, 2-1 Spurs. Oh dear, it's not looking good, is it? Not looking hopeful, people. Andy, that's why I'm worried about Newcastle. Yeah, sorry, mate, repeated that one. Warren, no, come, Warren. What's wrong with you, man? Really? 2-0? God, dear. Honestly, this is sad. Anyway, C77 2-0 Spurs. Yeah, dear. Really not looking good, this, is it? I'm going to have to change my bet. I've got a bet on this game. Paul, 2-1 Spurs, unfortunately, they seem to have our number at home. Well, yeah, they do, man. They do, you know. But let's get it right. All the top gooners, I hate saying that because it's a totally wrong phrase, but well, I will say it. They're all positive, you know, people giving it the big one, the large one. Yeah. Well, let's see what happens when you lot get down the lane. Oh no, you probably won't go. No, you probably won't go because you'll all be a little bit too frightened to go down the lane because it's a scary day out and you'll be sat at home and in your bedrooms, curtains closed, and wishing that, you know, Arsenal are going to win. So actually be a real Arsenal fan and actually get down there and support your club. So anyway, we move on. I think Ivan Toney and Jesus would make a combination after. Yeah, I agree, mate. I do agree. Ivan Toney, he's a proper baller. Jesus, yeah, I'd take him all day long. Yeah, proven. And Anthony Herbert, I just watched a video on the tube of a businessman saying that Stan Kroenke is not a good businessman. Well, mate, I think you've got to say he is. He's a multi-billionaire, and you don't become a multi-billionaire without knowing what you're doing, to be fair. You know, I ran my own business for 20 plus years, but I didn't become a billionaire, so I obviously wasn't that good at it. So, no, I can't honestly say that's probably a fair statement. He's obviously got something about him. And let's be right, become a millionaire, you've got to be a nasty, hard bastard. You've got to run over people. You've got to be ruthless. And I dare say the Kroenkes are, or Stan Kroenke is. How much Josh is, I don't know. But it's a good comment, man. But, you know, I think probably Stan Kroenke in real life, in business, is a nasty man. Carl Rossi, keeps smashing the lights, Paul. Yes, please. And I've got your number at home. Cheers, man. Anytime. Kroenke's pot the money forward, which is what an owner needs to do. I don't see why it's his fault. No, it's not. Look, Arsenal are a self-sustaining model. Arsenal, I don't get this. That people think he should, or the Kroenkes as a whole should put money in. Arsenal make millions a year, and that is what funds their transfer budget. They've got a massive global fan base of, God, I don't know, hundreds of millions of people around the world, in Africa, Asia, America, Great Britain. So when the Kroenkes came in, Arsenal were already a self-sustaining club. When the Kroenkes came in, Arsenal were one of the only Premier League clubs in the black. You know, a positive bank balance. You know, you can go and look at their cash reserves at, I think it's Barclays Bank or wherever it is nowadays. Yeah, they've got hundreds of millions in cash reserves. And all this talk about, you know, oh, well, you know, we had got to pay the stadium off. The Kroenkes have paid the stadium off. Yeah, they paid the 214 million, I think it was last year. So, you know, let's forget all that one. So, Alan, Jez, in my opinion, Kroenke is the biggest problem at his club. He keeps that fraud in charge and appoints these idiots. Mate, absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more. And why do they do it, mate? Because these are all yes men. They're not going to stand up to the Kroenkes and argue. They're just going to say, whatever you say, Captain, that's the way we're going to go. It's like, I was once in a business where this guy, very senior, very big businessman, stood up at a conference and he said, if I say I want you all to walk down this road, would you say yes? And then most of the people went, yeah. You. And he said, if I went down and I said, I want all of you to walk down this road and walk off the cliff, what would you do? And this one guy stood up and said, why would you want us to do that? And he said, that's the answer. Why? Simple. Ask the question, why? And, you know, we don't have that in this football club anymore. And it's in the fan base. There's too many people will accept the direction of the club is going. Oh, it's all nice. It's all nice. Fucking ridiculously stupid wanker anthem. Now, when that came on, I was watching the game yesterday. I turned the volume off. I was, no way I want to hear that bullshit. Absolutely no way. It's absolute crap. You know? So, not having it. Sorry. And the comments, you know, you're making the right comments, because at the end of the day, when the comment there earlier, when Kroenke was getting married, he'd made his money. He'd made his money. So he didn't need his wife's money. That his wife's family owns Walmart. Yeah, this is all you hear about people that, oh, he doesn't invest. Well, what other clubs invest major money. I know that there's talk about Man City and all that lot, Sheikh Mansour and all this, but do they? I don't know. I've no proof. I could be totally wrong. But anyway, we'll move on. And mate, you got up early, haven't you? What time's it in Australia now? No, it's probably what, half 6 in the morning. Fair play to you, man. Kyle, hi Warren. I'm good, mate. Especially chatting with legends as yourself. Fair play. Static. The same conversations I have all the time is who can we get instead of Arteta? I said to the people, why do you keep thinking Arsenal has no money? We always had and always will. Yes, it's easy. You can go online. You can go onto Company's House. It's free, costs you no money, and you can see the asset reserves of Arsenal. And you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked. It's massive, man. Absolutely massive. It's huge. And I just don't get it. What's all this people expect that, I'll be honest. If I was in the lucky position, right? If I was a multi-billionaire and I had the money to buy Arsenal, I'd make some serious changes. Yeah, I mean, Edu, Vinay, Arteta, the board would be gone in 5 minutes, I can tell you, right? But it doesn't mean that you've got to actually plough hundreds of millions into the club, because if the club's got that ability to earn money, why do you need to do that? I just don't understand that. But, there we go. That's the way it is. 250 million to Arteta is an investment. Well, I can't agree on that one, because what has he bought? He's bought some proper pony crap, isn't he? Let's be fair. And, this is an interesting point. Arsenal in their transfer business, over the years, they don't like spending the big money. And we saw it with Suarez from Liverpool, the embarrassing offer of, 52 million plus a quid to break the transfer, his, whatever you call it, his release clause. I mean, how that is taking the piss. And, if you see Arsenal, they like to say, a player's like 70 million. All right, we'll offer you 55 and we'll offer you this player in part deal. Look, if you want a player like the big boys do, Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, offer the bloody money. If you want that man to say, right, how much you want from him? Yeah, fair play. Okay, you want what, 70 million? Right, well, we'll give you 69.5. No, we want 70 million. All right, we'll give you 70 million. We're sending our guys out now and we'll get the deal done. Right, see you tomorrow. Cheers, bye. That's it, done. That's business. You can't piss about. If that's in this market, that's what's got to happen. And let's be fair, people. Come this summer, there's going to be a lot of people out there in the market looking for players. And we've got one player coming into the game now, Newcastle United. Newcastle United could spend 500 million this season, and they do not come under fair play rules for 3 years. If in 3 years they balance their books, right, then they're okay. Now, their owners have got money to bloody burn. So let's watch that one. That's going to be interesting. And Diesel Arsenal, top geezer. Jez, when a club can afford to let their players go for peanuts year in, year out, and let players run down their contracts, that is a club who has bundles of dough. Yeah, there you go. Look what we did with Guendouzi. Yeah, a player that at one point was rated at £35 million. Yeah, £35 million. And what did we do? We sold him for 9. What the hell is that about? Yeah. And, you know, we had to buy out a couple of contracts to get rid of players. What is the business dealings there? That just shows you the poor leadership at this club, that we do not have the structure and the people in the right places. But anyway, I've said my piece. We'll just do a couple of last comments. From Craig, offering Liverpool 40 mil plus 1 for Luis Suarez cost us the league title that season. Yes, mate, I think it did. If we'd had got Suarez that year, I think Arsenal would have won the league. But who was manager at the time? Arsene Wenger. Yeah, thought all the money was his own. You know, but anyway, guys, thanks for coming in. Hope you enjoyed it. Smash the likes if you liked it. Anybody new, please give us a sub. It's been great chatting with you. And Thursday night, come on, you Gunners. Yeah, but Arteta, you prick. Get out. Take care, guys.